Hello and welcome to Escaping the Motorhome. My name's Daz and this is B. We're a home education, home working family who recently bought a motorhome to go on great adventures. So join us as we take the family on some wild walks, some wild and not so wild camping, explore our surroundings and try new things whilst getting to grips with living and working in our new small space. We experience the highs and lows of motorhome life. And if you enjoy our channel, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Well, you've just clashed wing mirrors. We can't say who hit who.
Not another thing.
Is there Wi-Fi?
Of course not. Is there a glamorous part of motorhoming? Oh, that's a bit scary. You're slightly concerned, aren't you, Bear?
Ouch. Run out of love with B roads.
And look, Stampy has got some friends. I've woken up to a rainy morning this morning on the Berg Rock campsite after our Snowdonia waterfalls yesterday, and just serving up some very unusual breakfasts, including things like pasta, because that's how our children roll. But this is my guilty pleasure. Yes, it looks a bit like black pudding, but fear not, vegans, it is vegan black pudding. My family think I'm mad. It's made of black beans, but I think it's delicious. It's a bleak scene that greets us this morning. Do you know what? This looks like a sad farming programme in the Yorkshire Dales. But yes, I suppose Wales is infamously wet, and one day you get a bright day and the next it's the kind of rain that soaks you to your skin. So this is a non-conforming
sadly,
tap.
This is a bit of a retro style tap, without any kind of universal connector, and we don't have enough connectors to be able to handle this, so we're onto the flexible bag and pouring it in from above, which is under the seat inside the cab.
And yes, behind the mist there are beautiful great mountains and hills, so we can't really grumble. A little stream.
Don't move. Okay. In the bathroom, the yellow and a new tank.
Well, why not take this opportunity while it's raining to do a little repair? I've noticed that the blackout blind on the kitchen blind, although we fixed the fly screen, the blackout blind has dropped both of its clips for some reason, so maybe they actually need something to hold them in place. And with my little trusty Swiss Army knife, I've been able to undo the screws to try and make a little repair so we can have a little bit more privacy at night time. Job done.
So our plan for the day was to leave Bird Rock campsite, head to King Arthur's Labyrinth just up the road, and from there take a line as straight as possible down to Bristol for dinner.
I've got to follow the footprints. Here we go. Ta-da!
King Arthur was a legendary Celtic Briton who, according to medieval histories and romances, was leader of the Celtic Britons in battles against the Saxon invaders of Britain in the late 5th and early 6th centuries. Details of Arthur's story are mainly composed of Welsh mythology, English folklore and literary invention. Over the years, more and more characters and places were added to his story.
Just waiting in a holding area before the boatman takes us underground. No, you've been driving around the roads of Wales. You can't be nervous.
I'm slightly worried about this.
What, your bump on your head? Were you wearing?
My beautiful haircut.
Oh, you're wearing a hard hat, so at least you can't bump your head again.
Power lay in the sword and the spell. This was a time when there was no writing, and history depended on the memories of bards and storytellers.
Okay, Daddy, you nervous?
I am. I'm happy I've got a hat on.
Yep. This misty murk is definitely adding to the atmosphere, isn't it?
Slate mining began in this hillside around 1800, and from 1836 onwards tunnels were driven through the hillside to reach the slate. During its heyday in 1878, the mine employed 250 men and produced 7,000 tonnes of slab and roofing slate. This was sent all over the world. But rising costs and falling demand saw a company collapse in 1906. After that, 6 other companies worked the mine intermittently until 1970, when the mine finally closed.
Oh, hello, boatman. Everyone all right? Glad you put your jumper on now.
Once we were all on board, the boatman took us down what is actually a flooded mine, but it felt like a magical underground river. Once docked, we were taken from cave to cave and scene to scene, where we learnt about the legend of King Arthur.
Why do you need me? Drank before battle. The mead was a magic drink that made one man as strong as 9. At these sights, Britain's army shook with fear.
Duck your heads down. So this used to be a slate mine. 22 miles of tunnels.
Whoever discloses my head must hear my story.
Tell me your story, Brand the Blessed.
A long, long time ago, when I was king of the island of the mighty, my sister Brecon married an Irish king.
You don't need to, you're lucky.
Ouch.
Well, we've just come out of, what is it called? King Arthur's Labyrinth. And look, Stampy has got some friends either side of him. That's nice. Boys, what did you think of King Arthur's Labyrinth then?
Pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like we've been inspired. We want to dig out the Merlin old school DVDs when we get back.
Why?
Can I just point out, he's lost his cap, just like me.
See, you're not the only one,
Same
dear.
affliction.
After King Arthur's Labyrinth, it was time for our 2-hour drive to Bristol, but somewhere around here, or maybe here, we found ourselves driving ever higher and higher.
You're slightly concerned, aren't you, Bear?
Poor old Stampy. Stampy's taking us wherever Google Maps wants to take us, which apparently is up to heaven.
We were just saying that in the South Downs, the highest hill, or the tallest hill, is Butser Hill. And we've essentially scaled Butser Hill in Stampy and then possibly again. And now we are in a cloud. We are officially in a cloud. Found your fog lights?
Yes. We're still on just something slightly bigger than a single track. Not my kind of road. I've fallen out of love with B roads. There we go, there's someone in the distance.
Oh, look, just at the right point. A nice little passing place. That's right, you should be driving a vehicle just that size. Very sensible in this terrain. 4-wheel drive. Oh my gosh, a tractor convention. Whoa, so many tractors. They're all going to the field.
Now, is it just me, or do those tractor tyres look like they're spinning either the wrong way or not spinning at all?
Whee! Hooray for tractors!
The blue road here shows the last of our trip from Wales into Bristol. If we zoom in over the Clifton Suspension Bridge, you can see this lovely hairpin turn that I wasn't expecting. In fact, I had to do a 3-point turn to get up that road. From there, it was an easy drive to the top where you could take your pick of a number of spaces along the cliff edge. If you decide to visit the area, aim for the circular road along the cliff edge, that's popular, or along Ladies Mile where there's also spaces you can stay overnight. To be honest, some of the caravans look like they had been there permanently, but who could blame them? It's a lovely spot. Well, we've pulled over for a stop after another 2 hours driving, and we've used Park for Night and a tip off from a friend to find a place in Bristol. And up here you can stay for the night apparently. You can also fight
There's a proper big heath to enjoy, so not bad. I'll show you the river view in a second. So here we are by the cliff edge. There's the River Avon. It's a little bit muddy, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a Portsmouth man, Isambard Kingdom Brunel, that designed who designed the Clifton Suspension Bridge.
I've got to get myself a better middle name.
Yes, Kingdom is an awesome middle name, isn't it? I think it's Empire, Industry, Revolution. Well, the reason why we're doing this is because we've been on the road a lot of the day. Obviously we went and did our caving adventure, which was great fun, but we've been on the road a lot of the day trying to get back to England, and we're just using what is a Bridstop's overnight stop, but we're going to just cook some tea so that the kids can just roll into bed after a teeth brush when we get back. Yeah, there is a reason why we're trying to dash back. Ettie's birthday is coming up, and so we need a couple of days where we can get organised for that.
From Bristol we headed east towards London before turning south and heading home.
Oh, did Daryl say that? Don't listen to him, he talks.
Welcome back to another Daz Talks kit. It's a very short one today. I'm only talking hosepipe kit. So because of a campsite we went to in Wales, where they had some very old-fashioned brass taps, something we weren't expecting, we've picked up a few things to increase our capability of hooking up some water safely on various sites. So as at the moment have their end of season garden stuff, so I've got a connector with a rubber end and a Jubilee clip. That would have worked really well for us in the particular campsite we were on. Then it's got a standard hose pipe fitting on that end, and then Wilko's have also got these fittings. I've gone for brass just because it's stronger, but and they're only about £2 each, so we can extend a hose pipe, and then a brass fitting, so a screw fitting, which will give us a hose pipe ending too. So in theory, I'm hoping these three alone will help us connect to water or extend to water. However, it's not just the fittings, it's the pipe. Now, on a previous Daz Talks kit, I was really happy with my bargain purchase of hose pipe for 15 meters or 10 meters, whatever it was, for about £3. And one of our commenters pointed out that it might not be food safe and that hose pipe can harbour bacteria, which is true. And once you realise and Google food safe hose pipe, and you see that it seems to be an industry standard blue, you start seeing blue pipe everywhere on campsites, up to the tap section. So I've ordered some food grade hose pipe, about I think I went for 10 meters, could be 15. I opened up. I also went for the option of having connectors already on it. The reason was there was some better priced hose pipe without connectors, but some of the reviews suggested that the connectors they then tried at home leaked. So here we have, it says the 3-ply food grade water hose. I think the label says that's a 10 meter one, and it's about £11-12, something like that. Out with the garden hose and in with our food grade hose pipe from now on. Safer for everybody.
So while I leave you with this Google Earth generated animation I made of the top of Mount Snowdon, I'm reflecting on our first road trip to Wales. Well, what have we learned? Besides the roads are, a bit small and very up and downy, on the whole, Wales is a very diverse and beautiful country, and it packs so much into such a small space that we'll definitely be back. I hope you enjoyed it, and until our next escape, thanks for watching.